The Stoics held that mastery over one's emotions was the bedrock of virtue. What matters, according to Epictetus, is not what occurs to you, but rather how you respond to it. The principle highlights the need of pausing. Regaining control of your emotions is possible when you take a moment to think before responding. Your first reaction can be to defend yourself, argue, or freak out when someone criticizes you or something unexpected happens. Still, you can give yourself time to thoughtfully select your response by pausing, even if just for a few seconds. The archer is a common metaphor among Stoics. The archer takes great care to aim before letting go of the arrow. Also, rather than letting your emotions control your response, pausing can help you stay true to your values. Finding out what sets you off is the first step in practicing this. Maybe it's an unpleasant remark, an irritating holdup, or an unexpected shift in schedule. If you find yourself overcome with emotion, pause, breathe deeply, and ask yourself, is this within my control? How should I reply most effectively? How will my response impact the situation? With practice, pausing becomes automatic. Mastering one's emotions is more important than repressing them. Reacting rashly usually ends in regret, while responding calmly and measuredly shows inner strength. By making this a regular practice, you may face life's storms with the poise and insight of a real Stoic. Practice number 4. Focus on a single activity at a time. Focus was highly prized by the Stoics, in contrast to modern society's glorification of multitasking. Being everywhere at once means being nowhere, Seneca cautioned. This practice of focusing on a single task at a time increases concentration and efficiency. Trying to focus on more than one thing at a time lowers productivity and accuracy. Even worse, you're completely swamped. You can improve your performance and feel more in charge of your life by committing your whole attention to a single activity. Practice being fully present, like the Stoics did. Whether you're cleaning, talking, or writing, give your undivided attention to the activity at hand. Get a head start on the day's tasks by establishing clear priorities. Set aside specific, uninterrupted time to work on each activity by using time blocking or the Pomodoro technique. The power of focusing on one thing at a time is in the clarity it brings. Your decision-making and sensation of accomplishment are both enhanced when your energy is not divided. It helps you stay rooted in the here and now and is a type of mindfulness. You will be in harmony with the Stoic principle of living intentionally if you make this a habit. In addition to accomplishing more, you'll develop the inner calm that comes from focusing on what's really important. 5th habit. Review and express thankfulness at the end of each day. In order to develop one's character, the Stoics believed, one must engage in regular introspection. What went wrong? Epictetus counseled. What went well on my part? Oh my, what did I forget to do? A strong habit that brings focus and purpose to the end of each day is to reflect on the day's blessings and what you're grateful for. Express your appreciation first. Write down 3 things that happened today that had an impact, no matter how big or little. Being grateful changes your perspective from what you don't have to what you have plenty of. It helps you feel fulfilled and gets your mind ready to sleep. After that, see what you've done. Think on the ways in which you dealt with problems, interacted with people, and whether or not your actions reflected your ideals. Remember to ask yourself if your actions were honest. What about patience, kindness, and discipline? On tomorrow, how can I make the most progress? The point of this nightly routine is not to be hard on yourself, but to grow and develop. In this way, we can learn something new every day and apply it to the next. Reflecting on the day's events and being thankful for them helps you become more self-aware, which in turn gives you the strength to tackle the next day with enthusiasm. With this routine in place, your nights will become a time of deep contemplation and personal development, preparing you to face the day with renewed vigor. Tip number 6, talk less and listen more. Because of their knowledge of words' transformative power, the Stoics placed a high value on them. It is wise to listen twice as much as speak, Epictetus said, because we only have one mouth and two ears. Wisdom, empathy, and healthier relationships are the results of this practice of speaking less and listening more. Your words have more impact when you use them sparingly. Gossip, pointless bickering, and hasty comments are things you stay away from. On the contrary, your communication is purposeful and clear. On the flip side, listening enables you to gain knowledge and form stronger relationships with people. Come into conversations with an open mind if you want to make this habit a habit. Try to see things from the other person's point of view instead of formulating a response. Pause before answering questions that require careful consideration. This opens the way for substantial discussion. Silence is a vital Stoic ability, and speaking less teaches you to master it. Solitude allows you to take stock of your feelings, think things through, and respond with wisdom. When you make this a habit, it will change the way you interact with people and eventually make you wise and honest. The Stoic principle of self-mastery is embodied in this practice. By being true to yourself in all that you say and do, you will not only improve your relationships, but also find inner calm. Big promises and temporary fixes won't get you where you need to go on the road to transformation. It rests on a foundation of constant, little purposeful practices. There is more to the 6 Stoic practices than meets the eye. These concepts can help you see things in a new light, become more resilient, and find your life's true calling. Embracing change doesn't have to be a daunting task. Remember, you control your thoughts, not the world around you. Marcus Aurelius. Come to terms with this, and you'll discover resilience. The great thing about developing these habits is that they can start off simple, like taking a moment to reflect first thing in the morning or addressing discomfort head-on, and they can grow into a huge change in your life. Just think about what could happen after 3 days of practice. Visualize yourself with greater serenity, concentration, and sensitivity to what is essential. While these routines won't guarantee flawlessness, they will lead you in the right direction, and that is the first step toward change. Today is the day to dedicate yourself to personal progress, not for the approval of others, but because you deserve a life filled with power, clarity, and purpose. Would you be surprised by how much your life may change in just 3 days? Yes, if you consider the influence of habits. Our everyday deeds determine our fate, according to the ancient Stoics. Say to yourself what you would be before you do what you must, Epictetus advised. Basically, when you start doing the right things, change is bound to happen. This is also supported by modern psychology. Studies have shown that even little regular adjustments can have a huge impact on one's outlook, output, and contentment. The most important thing is to form routines that support your beliefs and objectives. Watch this video to learn 6 behaviors influenced by Stoicism that, if followed for as little as 3 days, can cause major changes in your life. Incorporate these habits throughout your daily routine for enhanced clarity, attention, and resilience. They are simple, yet transformative. First habit, reflect on the previous day's events when you get up. Envision yourself starting each day with a calm and focused attitude rather than anxiety or distractions. A foundational practice for deliberate life in Stoic philosophy is the morning reflection. As you wake up each morning, reflect on the blessing it is to be alive, to think, to appreciate, and to love, as Marcus Aurelius said in Meditations. The point of this practice is not to achieve impossible goals, but to start each day with a clear sense of direction. The practice of morning contemplation encourages pausing to think about 3 important factors. First, what's in store? Think ahead to the day and the obstacles you might face. Prepare for what's ahead by considering the activities, people, and challenges you may encounter. You may train yourself to respond gracefully rather than impulsively by practicing these in your mind. 2. What you intend. So, what are your objectives for the day? Pay attention to your character as well as the results you get. Who will you be? A model of tolerance, compassion, or self-control? Intention setting is about more than just getting things done. It's about molding your identity. 3. Full command. Differentiating between controllable and uncontrollable factors is central to Stoic philosophy. Our interpretations of things, not things themselves, are what trouble us, as Epictetus put it. Consider this so you don't get frustrated when you don't have to. Keeping a journal might be a helpful tool for this. Take 5 minutes to jot down your aspirations, the traits you hope to exhibit, and anything that may serve as a challenge. For instance, be ready to approach a stressful meeting with cool detachment. You can establish a routine for the day by reflecting first thing in the morning. It's the same as getting ready to play an instrument. You harmonize your thoughts, feelings, and deeds. With consistent practice, this habit can help you live a life filled with calm determination, bringing you one step closer to your best self every day. The second habit is to voluntarily experience pain. Just how frequently do you challenge yourself? Seeking out discomfort was a path to liberation for the Stoics, not only a means to resilience. According to Seneca, you should sacrifice some of your material comforts for a specific period of time. During this time, you should eat very little, wear very coarse clothing, and ask yourself, is this the condition I feared? Strengthening your mental and emotional fortitude is the goal of intentionally exposing oneself to obstacles, which might be uncomfortable at first. When you force yourself to be uncomfortable, you learn to confront challenges head-on. Begin with a modest endeavor. Put yourself in a state of physical discomfort by taking a cold shower. Then, practice being calm under pressure. Going without food won't kill you as much as it looks. Substitute walking for driving and challenge your behaviors motivated by convenience. These actions foster thankfulness and resilience simultaneously. The eases of life will mean more to you when you've gone through a controlled fight. Reducing your reliance on external pleasures is another advantage of willingly enduring suffering. You gain independence and freedom when you cut back on material possessions. Developing this practice will help you prioritize your inner strength over transient pleasures. Consistently engaging in deliberate discomfort can remodel your brain. You learn to see pain not as an adversary, but as a teacher once you shift your perspective. You learn to embrace adversity as a catalyst for personal development and triumph over adversity. The Stoic philosophy is to live a life of courage and self-discipline. And if you can develop this habit, you will be able to confront any challenge with fortitude and resolve. Thirdly, wait before responding. When we're under pressure, our emotions tend to take over and cause us to act impulsively.